To marry for love or to marry for security, power, status, money? That is the overarching question of Bridgerton. In season 1 and 2 in particular, the characters are really struggling to decide that for themselves. And it's so interesting seeing the Featherington house versus the Bridgerton house and how drastically different the ladies of the house see this question. We already talked about Portia Featherington and how she specifically does not believe in love and only married for security. Meanwhile, Lady Bridgerton married for love and passionate love, and it worked out very differently for the two of them. Lady Featherington and Lady Bridgerton are so opposite of each other. Even when I think about when their husbands died, Lady Bridgerton was hysterical and depressed for months, or I think even years, but when Lord Featherington died, Portia went straight to where she knew the money was supposed to be. She was only concerned about that money because that's the only reason she married that man in the first place. He was supposed to bring her security and he didn't. Someone pointed out that Lady Bridgerton had the privilege to marry for love, and I think that's so true. Mind you, I really love Lady Bridgerton, but she does represent a privileged group of people. Not that the Featheringtons aren't privileged, they are definitely privileged compared to the majority of people, but even in their own society, they're not on top and they are clawing their way to keep their status. But the thing about Lady Bridgerton is she really lives in abundance, I feel like. And I feel like it has to be a lot easier when you have money to do that, you know what I mean? Because the fact that she was even able to think about love in a time like they're in where women have absolutely no rights and are like bought and traded around, like the fact that she could even think about love kind of shows that privilege. But the way it worked out for her, not everybody who marries for love ends up with money at the end of it, but it seems like for her and all of her kids so far, marrying for love has really worked out for them, whereas the Featheringtons, who are pushed to marry for security, kind of just end up with bullshit a little bit. Because Portia married for security and her man was trash. And he died being trash. And to be fair, we don't really know a lot about the other two daughters' husbands, but I feel like the general consensus, at least from Portia, is that they really ain't shit like that. And Penelope's really the one that broke away and did marry for love. And she ended up with money. I feel like, is this story trying to tell us that if you marry for love, things are gonna work out better than if you marry for security? I don't know, because that's kind of what the outcomes are for the relationships between the two families. But let me know what you think about Lady Bridgerton and Lady Featherington, their families, this whole conversation about love versus security and status. Season 4 is here. I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing so many Bridgerton videos, so if you like them, please give me a follow.